Hello, friends. I hope you are doing well. I am Dr. Luhua Mahmudu, and I welcome you to my data analysis in SPSS series. Now, today, we will look at importing Excel data into SPSS for analysis. After you have obtained your data in Excel format, how do you get the data into SPSS to start performing some analysis? In order to do this, let's get to it. So, first of all, you have to open your SPSS. So, I have my SPSS icon here. I'm using IBM SPSS statistics, which is version 28. So depending on the version you are using, there's my icon. So before you even open the SPSS, you should be able to know where your Excel data file is located on your computer. So given where it is located, that is where I'm going to send you through how you are going to import this file into SPSS to start with your analysis. So you double click your SPSS. It takes a little while before it opens. So after your SPSS have opened, now you have this first windows, which you have to just close it. But even before you close it, if you have already performed an SPSS and you would want to restore your previous analysis, you can just go ahead and click open to restore it, your recent files, and then SPSS own sample data. I found here, once you click on sample here, you are able to access existing data sets in SPSS, which you can actually use it for certain analysis or practices. Okay, so let's get to it. So let's close this window. We don't need this window. So now, having closed this window, we want to now import our Excel file into SPSS. So how do we do that? Now, if you click on File, now under File, you have Import Data. So once you put your cursor on Import Data, you have another dialog box which opens with information. So over here, we have Excel. So now I click on Excel. So now after clicking on Excel, now remember Excel's file extension is given by XLS or XLSX. And then, so these are the Excel file extension. So if you don't have this file extension, then it means you have to change that file extension. But by default, once you click on the Excel, it gives you this file extension. So now where do you go? So you now have to find where your data set is located on your system or computer. So my data is located, so I'm going to locate my data. So my data is located here. So I have my data here, which is Spring 2022 pre-course project survey. So there's my data set. So I can double click on it or just click and then click open. So once I have done that, it will take a little while for a dialog box to pop up. So this dialog box which pop up allows you to actually perform certain editing here, but you might not want to do anything here. So you just click OK. So now this window appeared and your Excel data is now displayed in SPSS. So once you have your Excel data displayed in SPSS, please don't rush to start performing your analysis, because once the Excel data is imported into SPSS, some information is being lost. So you have to first of all make sure you edit to provide the necessary information before you proceed with your analysis. So the first window you are seeing here is what is called the data view window of the SPSS. Now, in order to edit your variables which are given here, now SPSS gives the number of variables we have to 45 out of 45 variables. So, and the variables represent the columns you have in SPSS. So the number of variables we have here is 45 variables. So in order to perform any editing, you have to click on the variable view. Once you go to the variable view, now we are ready to actually edit any information we have here. So the name you have here are all the names of the variables we have. And if you scroll, you see we have up to 45 variables. So now, what do you do next? So remember, once you have an Excel data, the Excel data or the data you have collected comes along with a code book. So for instance, this is my code book for the data I have. This is my code. So given my code book, for instance, I have male is represented by 1, female is represented by 2 under 6. And then age is just numeric. And are you married? I have yes or no, which that's the code. So now if I go back to SPSS, the survey question, you can input them as your data label. So for instance, I have your sex or gender. I can copy it from my code book and then post it under the label of the sex. Then I have, I can also copy another variable. Let's say, are you married? So I'll copy it and paste it into SPSS as my label. And I'm married. Now, I wouldn't advise you to perhaps input all information for each and every single variable you have in the SPSS, because perhaps you are not going to analyze all these variables. So I would always advise you, in order to save some time, just make sure you input only information in which you are going to actually analyze or you are interested in analyzing them. So for example, if I'm only interested in analyzing gender and then the marriage status of my data, now gender, remember gender is a nominal variable or a categorical variable. So given that it is a categorical variable, then I have to code it so that SPSS can speak the same language as the information that was given in the Excel. So now I have to click on under values. If you click under value, if you click here, now this dialog box open, and this is where you are going to do your coding. So now under sex, male is represented by 1 and female is represented by 2. So our value is 1. Then here I'll put the what? Male. Then I click on add. Then 2 represent female. So female, then I put the female. Then I add. So once I'm done, I click OK. Then under married, also, once I click on this small 3 dots box here under values, the dialog box open again. And under married, the question was, are you married? So no was coded 0. So 0, then I put there what? No. Then I click on add. Then 1 was yes. So yes. Then I click add. So once I'm done, I go to OK. So now, if you want to actually change the number of decimal places, I mean, since it's a categorical variable, sex and married, are you married is a categorical variables, you have to leave the decimals at 0 because you don't need a decimal for categorical variables. So anyway, let's leave everything as it is. And usually when you see this bubble, it tells you it's a nominal variable or categorical variable. So now we go back to our data view. So in our data view, how do you know that SPSS have actually accepted the coding, the coding we just performed? In order to do that, you see this box in which you have 1 and A here. If you click here, you see under sex, we now, instead of 1 and 2, we have male and female. And then under married, instead of 0 and 1, we have no and then what? And yes. So there's how basically you can actually import data into SPSS and then also recode the data for the data to be able to accept the same language of the data which was in what? In Excel. So I hope you have enjoyed this section. Once you have been able to recode your data in SPSS after you have imported the Excel file in SPSS, once you have recoded them, and then perhaps if there are certain missing values you would want to actually make certain changes, you can go ahead and do that. But at this stage, once you have made the necessary addition in terms of recoding and others, your data is now ready for what? For further analysis. So you can just go ahead and make use of any of the analysis tool in SPSS, which include, we have Analyze, we have graphs and others. So there's something we actually look at in our next section of this SPSS data analysis series. So see you in our next section. Bye-bye.